Inside is this massive chamber. There are rows and columns of tombs, of skulls, of bodies that have long been mummified. It is almost like a library. You hear
Meow?
That does not answer our question, Lopa.
Child, we see all. What was, what is, and what will be.
Did you know what I had for lunch last week?
A tuna sandwich with oil, C52 brand. Help us speak with the dead. And in return, we will help awaken something in you.
Welcome in. We are all who once were. We are family long lost. We are friends who once smiled and laughed. We are the souls left behind when the burn did not claim us. We wait for eternity. We can provide each of you with something to feel better.
What's the cost?
A promise.
What promise?
Go beyond the burn.
It's unreadable at this juncture, but I believe there's someone here who can decode it.
I know! Someone who exactly can encode it. Their name is... hold on, where is the business card? Okay. Their name is... Jimmy Onis. Is it help? There we go. Why do we always use help?
Arise, minions, and welcome back to unMadeGaming. We are here for some Starstruck, some Bryte, brought to you by us and our lovely faces. Also, the people at Roll20 who are sponsoring this episode and this show in general. So if you guys haven't checked out Bryte, what the hell are you doing? If you've liked this crazy journey across space, go check it out over at Roll20.com. Join the Bryte Brigade and get this game for yourself and its expansion and do all kinds of cool space stuff. Don't do that, no. Just accept it. Accept what's happening. Anyway, if you like what you do here, what we do here, if you like what you do here too, I guess you can come hang out. But more importantly, if you like what we do here and you like to let me torture Gnome, you can do so by hitting us up down in the Patreon down below so I have more money to pay him for things. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, no one gets to do what the hell he wants to us. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. With that, Gnome, I believe we have space to attend.
Ah, yes, space. Pinky's out, friends. Pinky's out. We are here for a space adventure. Yes. Pinkies are out. We can begin as we venture back in time while our friends Tink, Sparksy, and Lopa were on some sort of mind quest.
I want that game.
Jiminy Onus Arrow, you motherfucker,
Yes.
are in your ship. Why don't you go ahead and tell us, though, a little bit about your ship? Does your ship have a name, first and foremost?
Oh, see, you asked me that in the green room, and I said I don't
did.
know, and now
We're like 8
I
episodes in, and like you don't have a name for your
we're
ship?
6 episodes in, and I still
Whatever, it's fine.
don't know. You know what? It's the ship is called Home.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Adorable
Great.
ship.
What does home look like?
A pile of trash.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So Home is it looks like someone took a bunch of ship components and super glued them to a ship and said, now I made a luxury ship. There are pieces and pods of ship that just come out at awkward angles. It's like if the Weasley house were a spaceship, is the best way to explain that, I think.
Why are you making it so cute and endearing? This is so
Have you
not
seen
your
the rest of the
brand.
show? I'm playing to the audience, okay? All right? I'm an entertainer.
We were expecting a little balance.
No,
we were
absolutely
counting
not.
on you.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
No,
I was expecting something like to counterbalance all of this.
Listen, Jiminy is only the
Where's the
counter
angst?
when speaking. There's no angst. It is just ramshackled and piecemealed like the rest of his life.
It's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's valid. Love it.
There's a
Love
propeller on there. Doesn't do anything. Parts of
No,
a crane.
propellers in space are. I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah. It looks,
I
it
guess.
spins when he leaves atmosphere. You know?
Which creates a shit ton more drag.
So does the fact that it comes out at awkward angles. It's not sleek at all.
No, it's not. It isn't. It's technically in the book described as a van class.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you've got one of those Astro vans that
Mm-hmm.
you've just kind of pieced a couple of extra things together here and there.
Yeah.
But like what about the interior? Take us through.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
us through.
What the
UMG
inside looks
cribs.
like. Yeah, UMG cribs. Get out of my house. Yeah, the inside is a nightmare. It is as poorly organized as the exterior, but fortunately, usually the only occupant is Jiminy, and he's not trying to impress himself. He's awesome. The cleanest room is probably the cockpit and the cryopod, which the cryopod sits inside the escape pod that he took the escape pod out of and put a cryo chamber in because Jiminy goes down with the ship. You have a question? No? No? You just let that one go?
No, I felt like there was a good Batman joke to happen in there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
now we're good.
Yeah, inside the cockpit is a stack of history books, a stack of like weird, eccentric lore, a mini fridge full of space beer, and a various musical listening devices. In case he finds artifacts such as an 8-track or a tape deck or a CD. And he can play those sweet tunes. The rest of the ship looks like a college dorm in that it is covered in detritus, empty beer cans, space pizza boxes. There might be an animal on the ship. It's not a part of the ship. It just might have got there somehow. And he just lets it be. You know, this is like a free kind of space, man. Like, as long as you keep do your own thing and, like, you know, clean about yourself, it's probably fine. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Great. Sounds like a very lovely place to call home.
Yeah. Hence why
excellent.
it's named that.
Yeah, I mean, right on the nose there, Mike.
Yeah.
Right on the schnoz. You had a map.
You gave me free range to do this.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I said do stuff, and you did. I'm proud of you. But you have a map,
I do.
and while the rest of the group that you don't even know exists,
Yes.
what have you been doing? I know you were trying to accomplish some research in the meantime, while they were all on their mind journey and getting really cool body upgrades.
Yes.
That you didn't get.
Right. I have home. I will
Yes.
say, because it was mentioned previously, I can't forget a very important feature of the ship, that when the landing gear extends, a giant neon sign spring loads out and says Jiminy Onus Arrow, open for business, and has a blinking neon arrow that points to the ship that anyone could see if they only looked up or weren't 2 feet tall. Inconvenient, you know? What has he been doing? So he lost his friend. They were clearly kidnapped by evil cloth-wearing people that were in some kind of zombie wraps, likely mummies from an evil space tomb, which makes sense because he's made some enemies. Those enemies could be evil space mummies. He's not entirely sure what they are, who they are. But he has to find where this map goes, and without his friend, that's not gonna happen real easily. So I guess he would be like running scans on this crazy map, right? So we know that the map is like super duper old and like made of some kind of like leathery vellum that also has like bits and bobs of like races, like feathers and claws and gems that are like literally bones of the other races in the galaxy. And there's like writing on it that doesn't make any sense. It's in languages he doesn't know. And as a driftling, he kind of knows most of them. So I guess basically he's going through any of the stuff he has on the ship to try to like compare this with anything similar, right?
Great. So we're gonna go ahead and start you off with a roll then.
Let's have it.
With on your ship, you have an object reader.
Yes.
So I'd assume that you would have at least put the map in there.
Yes.
At some point. Plus, you have access to a bunch of other kind of like archaeological tools. Why don't you go ahead? What type of roll do you think that you would make?
Yes. I guess knowledge? Is that one of the roles?
Sure.
Yeah, knowledge is one of the roles. I didn't make that up. Yeah, I guess knowledge.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and roll knowledge. Because you have the object reader, I'm going to knock off 1 complexity.
Okay.
And because you already have a ship that is mostly attuned in researching objects like this, I'm going to go ahead and knock down another complexity. So it's going to be a complexity of 3.
Okay. And just because I like to force you to do this, he sits back, feet up on his cockpit, reaches into the mini fridge and cracks a beer. And then he rummages into his internal workings and pulls out the map because it was inside of him. And then he unfurls it and places it in the object reader. And then, hey, Goon, could you go ahead and just do the whatever? You got it. And then he...
What the audience doesn't see, but does hear, is some shuffling in the background as we are watching Jiminy Onus Arrow with their boots kicked up on the dash, sipping on their spear. As you hear space science noises of beep boop beep boop beep boop beep 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 beep, as the mass spectrometer is currently working on trying to get you a little bit more information on this map. And as you are taking your sip, you hear the sound of... Actually, did you roll?
I did not yet.
Oh,
I
you
was
should
too
probably
busy.
roll.
I was too busy doing Foley work for Sips.
I know, I loved it, and we were going to use
pass.
that, but then I looked for your roll, and it wasn't there.
Pass.
Great. So as you're kind of like waiting, and it takes for the object reader, it takes about an hour to get through, and not only determine what the object may be, but it's searching historical archives through the CompleNet, which is the Bryte's version of the internet, and maybe you get bored at some point. Maybe it finishes and you pull the map out, but it's still kind of working on its analysis of it. And as you're kind of like rotating it around, you get bumped from behind as your MI, which is able to manifest into a physical form, accidentally trips into your chair, knocking over your beer, which spills all over the map. And you just hear, I'm so sorry. As this short turtle-like creature with massive round eyeballs stands behind you. They don't appear to be of any species that you have ever known, let alone anybody else. It's simply either they do not exist or it is a manifestation of what it chooses to look like. But your MI, the artificial intelligence that powers and operates your vessel, has accidentally bumped into you, knocking over your space beer and spilling it all over the map.
Yeah, quickly remembering he had an accent, Jiminy holds. Oh, come now. This is. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay. Well, now we can't just go around spilling beer everywhere. That's not what we do here. Now, my dear Goon, is this? Did you finish this?
Yeah, of course. So, here's the deal.
Oh, please tell me all about it.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Now, you see,
There's nothing.
I
tried. I did
had
all
to-
I could. I looked at every archive.
Listen. You're missing out here. I had to kiss the slimy arm of a gleam.
You've kissed worse.
That is neither here nor there. This was a large gleam. And she would like to be a queen of a planet that we are supposed to discover for her. With this map. That I need you to...
Well. You said, but see, the thing is,
Tell me about the thing.
it's made of materials from everything.
Yes.
I feel like this is just more appropriate. This is just definitely way more
Yeah, thank you.
It's just materials of everything. Of you, of Glean, of I mean, literally everything. Things that don't even exist anymore. But look at the map again.
And when you hold it up, you notice that the map's actually changed. Whatever chemical is in that cheap-ass, disgusting space beer that you drink.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah, I dared. You live in a college dorm. You actually drink good beer? No.
Wow.
No. This is your keystone.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is Stellar Artois.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the wine of beers, okay? It's the Franza of beers.
Why do we play this game? I'm so sorry, James and Tricasa.
I'm not. You hear me, James?
We're coming for you with our space beer.
Yeah, with that space beer. Make that canon, by the way. You notice that whatever chemical component was in the beer has made the map reactive. And you can see now that literally before your eyes, as Goon is essentially hovering over your shoulder, also watching the map shift, all of the little pieces of different types of DNA are starting to shift and twist and meld into the map, only to then reassemble themselves with the entire star field that was the galaxy of Olaxis into one particular sector. It's almost like it reacted and zoomed in, giving you a very clear definition of where you should be going, or where this map is trying to lead you. And because of your knowledge check, you recognize. I mean, you've been to the system before. Aranese is a well-known, dangerous area where criminal masterminds go, where the unwanted choose to live. It is so dangerously close to the burn that it could literally perish at any moment, that nobody, even the ARC, don't want to tread over there because it's just that big of a minefield. And if you're looking for it on the map, I'm going to ping it real quick. It's way down in that southeast corner, almost entirely. It's a peninsula, almost entirely surrounded by the burn. But what's more peculiar is that while you recognize the system, there's something else in the system. Aranese is known to only have one planet, but you know how to read a star map. There are 2 planets orbiting the sun.
On the map, there are 2?
On the map, there are 2.
Another question. Has he ever seen this kind of technology before on a physical map?
No.
Okay.
This would be something that is brand new. You can't tell if it is magical in nature. You can't tell if it is technological. It's simply reacted to whatever chemical was in that beer, almost as if it required some type of element in order to awaken, adjust, in order to function. It was missing something, and oops, beer.
Who would have thought, right? You know, no one worth their salt would have that beer around this map to begin with. I think.
No.
And that's why Jiminy's worth more than salt. Can he identify? This is why you invite me to play. Can he identify which of the 2 like orbiting planets is supposed to be Aranese?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Aranese is a very distinct planet. It is, well, now it is partially charred.
Yeah.
Again, because it is so close to the burn, it has been burn-kissed a couple of times. So there are definitely some sectors or some portions of Aranese that just are uninhabitable. They're absolute wastelands and badlands, essentially. But it has a distinct color. You know the distance from the sun that it's supposed to be. Absolutely. This one is Aranese.
Can I... So using like the ship's computer, right? Using the ship's computer and the MI and, you know, whatever local hub is on Golgi the Magnificent. Would I be able to access some kind of database that would like, historical records that like there was a second planet that was caught up in the burn that got destroyed or anything like that, like centuries ago, kind of thing?
Yeah, if you want to, so your object reader has already attempted to scan the archives of what's on the complement. You're going to need to go beyond that. So this is probably going to be some sort of hacking skill.
Yeah, I'll give you a computer's roll.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll that for me with a complexity of 3.
Complexity of 3, and let's see what happens. I fail.
And you failed. Okay. No worries. As you are, well, why don't you go ahead and explain to me how you're not successful in this?
So I think Jiminy gets into like a little bit of serious mode, right? So the feet come down. He kind of sweeps his hand across the desk, so to speak, of his command station, slapping the beer off to the side. And he, with one of his other hands, he's kind of holding out the map to dry. And he just begins to click, and you see his other hand on his secondary left arm begin clicking something over here, and then like rearranging drawers and things like that. And he's like pulling levers and like flipping switches and accessing things as he is, scrolling his gem-like fingernails across the keys. And every so many seconds, you just see a big that says access denied, and then access denied, redacted, private information, spam.
It doesn't look like you're doing very good at your job today.
Well, that's because you're not helping me at all. You could do literally anything.
I am. I'm making coffee.
For whom?
For your guests.
I have guests?
Yeah. And as Goon kind of like points toward like the video feed of where you would have like a security camera pointed towards your front door, you can see Tink, Sparksy, and Lopa starting to make their way towards the ship. And we will go ahead and shift the scene to them.
Lopa? How are you doing?
I check my feetsies and I check my new tail and I check my new face and I'm like, better than I did when we first met. Much better, actually.
Oh, good.
What about you?
I hadn't thought about it. I just was curious because we're going to see someone new, and I wanted to make sure you're okay with that.
I am okay with that. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
It is because I am no longer as I looked before, so people should not be able to recognize me, hopefully. Definitely. Yes. So there's a lesser chance of me and by extension you getting attacked. So yeah, the guard doesn't have to be up too high. Yeah.
I understand. Okay, so I can put the guns away.
You can put them away, but make sure that you still are using energy in case you need to just whip it out and pop someone against the head, as they say. I learned that one here. I overheard that one, and my ear wiggles.
I like that one. Okay, I will keep them charged just enough in case someone needs to be popped.
Yes. We keep popping guns handy. What I am not comfortable with is that one. And then I point to Sparksy because I'm assuming that they're still being wonderfully, wonderfully animated.
What do we see Sparksy doing right now?
As soon as you point to Sparksy.
There is just a dotted outline. Because Sparksy is like several feet behind them, like crouched down really low, and they're talking to the equivalent of a space turtle who they found wandering out of an alleyway, and they're like,
So, you bring your house with you on your back. That is fascinating. And doing something.
Sparksy.
Oh, hi!
Hi. Um, be cautious. What is it? Do you know?
Oh, well, this is actually.
and he sits down and he picks up the turtle, like two of their little hands, and they waddle over to you and they hold it up and they say,
This here, it is what is known as a solar terrapin. If you notice on the shell, they store in solar energy through little panels right there, and that helps them recharge. It's very fascinating. I don't know why I know that.
Do you sometimes know things that you don't know where you learned them?
Yeah, it happens a lot. I mean, I'm not supposed to know. It's not that I'm not supposed to know something. I mean, I feel like I am capable of learning anything I want, but I just know things without remembering previously how to know them. But I figure I guess that's part of like what I have to do. I have to bring all this knowledge of, the people of the past to the far end of the burn.
Is it dangerous?
Well, to have all this knowledge in my brain.
Oh,
Maybe.
I meant the solar turtle.
Oh!
That up.
Classic comedy here, kid. Classic. Hey.
Opa's been listening and looking around, but not so much, not as attentive to her surroundings as she used to be. She's actually like zoomed in on this weird turtle thing while you're talking. And Sparksy, are you holding the turtle stationary while you're talking, or are you moving it around?
oh, they're
as
holding
you're
the
talking?
turtle very stationary while they're talking.
Okay, then they're mostly just focused on how you're holding the turtle.
Like they're holding it because they're only 2 feet tall and they're trying their best to give Tink a good look at it. So they're holding it like high above their head.
Okay, Lopa will reach down and like scoop it underneath its shell, and then like crouch down on their haunches and go like, there you go. Takes a lot of energy to hold that, I'm sure. It looked heavy for you. Does this help?
Oh, yeah, it does. Thank you. Oh, were we properly introduced?
You know, a lot of stuff happened. So
Oh, that's me. That's on me. I apologize. Please allow me to introduce my friend Lopa. And I'm sorry, Sparksy.
That's right.
And I bow for some reason. Just like awkwardly at the middle. It's like,
Sparkly stares at that, just goes, that's the same thing.
I take my other hand that's not holding the turtle and I just wave.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Lopa and Tink. My name is Sparksy, as was designated. I am, I know my designation originally was just, a service piece craft. I am very good at fixing and cleaning ships. It is just like my thing. If I see a dirty ship, I am going to want to clean it. I'm just going to want to clean it, and I'm going to want to make sure it looks spotless and clean.
he says as he walks past Jiminy's ship once again, completely ignoring it.
Beep, beep, beep.
Giant
beep.
sign.
You could hear like the ticking power of the light going on and off. Just keep walking past.
Forces stop.
Would I notice it?
Oh yes, I mean
Okay.
it's obvious.
Okay.
Forces just be swapping. I mean, if I see a dirty ship, if I see a total, what's the word? Clunker of a wreck, I will do what I need to make sure it is tip-top shape.
I take out my panel that I scanned the card with previously and then gave the card back to the precious Sparksy and check my panel. And then I look up and I look back at my panel and I look up and I go, I think we're where your card says we need to be.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose since I have the card, I'll knock on the front door. Now remember, you gotta make good first impressions.
I power up my guns.
No,
I
no.
power down the guns.
Yeah, yes. The only thing that is making you a good impression right now is the high quality of your googly eyes.
I give my head a little shake and they,
There you go.
yeah.
So we don't need to be in attack mode?
No, we're going to go make a new friend.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as he says that, the little like Pez dispenser of his neck just like clunks back down as you see all of like these missiles inside of their neck. So they clunk back down. Their arms like spin and whir, turn back into cute little arms as they walk up and they just go knock on the front door.
Have guns if he's a cleaning. Never mind.
You hear a knock. Weirdly enough, there's definitely like a very well decorated like doorbell, like a control panel, but you knock.
No, it's a doorbell.
It's just an actual doorbell.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
great.
doorbell like from a building, right? Like it's like a digital sci-fi doorbell, but it has the same neon sign that says press here, like press here, and there's like a circular button that you could press if you wanted to. On the other side of the door, you hear mumbles, grumbles, and the sound of rapid cleaning. And by that I mean like when you have to clean your room and you just push everything into your closet. And then the door opens and you see Jiminy in all of his glory. Bevested, forearms, semi cat-like, also feathered. He's an amalgam of creations. And he's kind of, well, hello there. How may I be of assistance to you?
Are you? Jimmy.
Yep. Onus. Arrow. Yep. Adventurer extraordinaire. It's a whole
I can't.
profound,
It's a font. You see, it's not a good font.
greatest
Oh,
galactic explorer of this age and
It's
any
not a
other.
good font. I can't read all of that. It's
Okay,
he's tried
well,
to
listen.
put a bunch of words in the
It's okay.
card and-
It's the changing the font was an extra fee. So this is what I came with.
Oh,
It was the default. I don't know what you. If you'd like to design a better card, what are you doing?
well.
No, not you. What are you doing? Are you okay back there?
is that smell?
Eat something funny?
What? No. What died in there? And I look around past you to try and figure out what the smell is wafting out of
mean-
your ship.
Nothing died in here this week.
The thing that died most recently, is it still in there?
Goon, my friend, did you clean up that issue we had with our guest previously?
On it.
Goon, it's been several. Oh my, what does he do here?
I fire up just
have
one
olfactory
tiny gun.
sensors.
Just the pinky gun.
Just a tiny gun, just in case.
It just so happens to be the most powerful gun.
The door.
Noisy cricket.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking that. I was thinking that.
Basically a noisy cricket.
It's unclear if a previous issue has been taken care of, but I wouldn't worry about it. What can I do for you, companions of varying size?
Well, that's the thing. We were sent here to find you.
Huh.
Oh, yes. I hear that you can possibly decode maps.
I can possibly decode maps. That is correct.
Well, then we have a very delicate and important job for you.
Is it decoding a map or something else unrelated?
Why would I start with decoding a map and then say that we wanted you to do something else?
I don't know. Why did he knock on the door when there was a doorbell?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'll ask them later. What? Anyway, we do want you to decode a map, but it is very special and private, and we do need you to use the most discretion that you can.
Oh, well. Do not worry, my automatic friend. I am discreet, if nothing else.
Well, could we have some assurance that you are trustworthy?
What is he doing?
Sparksy, what are you doing?
Do it.
Are you? Do you?
Wait, can I hit the doorbell?
Hey, the door's already open.
But I didn't notice the doorbell before, and I was wondering if I could hit it now.
Tink is looking at Jiminy very intently right now with the googly eyes.
Diana, for my own knowledge, how do I discern how intent you're looking with googly eyes?
Because it's like the googly eyes are not like when Tink is speaking, like the googly eyes are always like swaying a little bit on the inside. But as Sparksy asks if they can ring the doorbell and I'm waiting for your answer, Tink just kind of leans forward and the eyes go very still.
With their pinky gun.
Sure.
And back to normal.
Sparksy just reaches up and just rapidly hits that button over and over and over again. So it's like ding 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 ding. He just
I
rapidly-
reach down and I cup Sparksy like gently with my paws. Stop.
It
You
makes
only need. Yeah.
so many annoying noises. Because the doorbell itself is the wail, a sick wail of a guitar. So you just get
I quickly try and just like, you know how a cat tries to catch a mouse and it just goes.
Yeah.
I do that very carefully, but just as fast. And I reach down and I cup the hands and I just bring it all down. Like all of it, just compact you back into the cute thing.
They hold their hands up, they slowly lower them down.
Yes.
And it just stares at that button in pure wonderment because they thought it was going to be a normal bell. But as soon as they heard that sick guitar riff, they are now just enamored with this doorbell. Like, it is the coolest thing they have ever seen in their entire life. And they look and they turn and look at you, Jimmy, and they go,
You can have a cool doorbell like this?
Listen, my new friend, you can have whatever you like if you just do it.
Okay, Sparksy,
Uh-huh.
I have to tell you something very important. And maybe you already know this, but I have very big ears.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to say that. I thought you were sensitive about it.
No, I love my big ears. They're fantastic. I can hear far away, but that means things that are close to me are very loud. So let's you know that volume thing I was telling you about a long time ago?
Right.
We're gonna keep everything as low as possible. Okay? We can do that. You didn't know, because we didn't know what the doorbell was gonna do. Now that we know what the doorbell is gonna do, you can push that doorbell as much as you want when I am not here.
Right. So I just bring my volume down like this, and I'm just going to keep on talking. You can't hear anything because my... Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I should just let you guys know. Let me let you guys know that I'm still talking, but I'm just going to bring my volume down over here.
So, what was your name again?
My name, Jiminy Onus Arrow.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have any more of those cards?
Yes. And he, like, reaches into his vest pocket and pulls out one of the cards. I have so many. Would you like more? Give them out to your friends, perhaps.
One is all right for me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know that we can trust you because this is very serious. This is a matter of great importance.
Would you say that it's a matter of life and death?
I think it is more important than that.
Great. Because a matter of life and death is the bar minimum for any job I take.
So you don't take, like, work for hire?
Unless it is life or death.
Oh.
Yes. If you'd like to
Okay.
hire me to do something that is life or death important.
Is that why your ship is so old and smelly?
No.
As you say that, Sparksy, you can see this turtle-like being with large bulbous eyes, just basically taking the space equivalent of like Febreze and just going.
Oh, that makes it worse. It never works. It never works.
It works every time. You see, what happens is you spray it, and then there are tiny molecules inside that actually eat the older molecules, and then...
You can't spray over a dead body's death.
He was only
I would know.
dead for...
I have experience.
He's dead the entire time, but he was only in here dead for a limited
Oh, you have,
amount
Lopa.
of time.
That's interesting.
Like Sparksy finally walks inside and takes a good look at the place.
Oh, God.
And if you ever saw pure aghast and fear appear on a tiny, cute little robot's face, that's what's happening right now because they're doing the most silent scream ever at everything in here. And they look over at you, Jimmy, and go,
How do you live like this?
I don't understand what you're ensuing there. I live perfectly well. This is home.
No. This, I need to take care of this. I need to fix this.
Wait.
What is
Sparksy,
happening right now?
may I, have a moment to consult with my, colleagues?
Oh.
Sure.
No, that's very true. We should consult with them first.
Okay. But before we do, what is your usual rate for life or death jobs that you take?
Oh, Where did I put that? And he begins like rummaging through shelves and drawers, and he pulls out a stack of papers that are the old dot matrix printer papers. That's all like one long reef of paper, and he hands it to you and says, "This is a typical contract that I have. It goes through any."
Atrocious. It's just because tech head, and they're like,
Is this a copy, or is this? Can I keep this, or is this your hard copy?
Both. You can keep it. I have multiple copies.
Okay, I eat it. It's just like, but it just feeds in, so I can read it with my brain. We'll be back in a moment.
I'll be right here.
Thank you.
They need to clean that place.
I know, Sparksy, but I need you to pretend that you don't want to clean it because it's gross.
Right.
Because I don't want to do anything that's in this contract. And we especially don't have any money. So I think that maybe fixing up this ship, if we sell very hard on it.
I have a consideration.
What is it?
Depending on what you just scanned, which I can only assume was terrible because of just everything. If they're inclined, which they might not take for this, but what if we did an exchange? They do the thing for us, does the thing, and he gets a free cleaning of his home.
Yes.
If he's inclined, if he lives like this, he might not take for it, but it's a free clean.
Yes.
You can pitch that.
Sparksy, what do you think?
Must clean
Okay.
this on the side.
And then Sparksy will be happy
I agree.
and stop vibrating.
What kind of dollar amount it was in that contract?
$0.
$0.
So,
okay.
So now that you've had time to like fully process and digest,
Okay.
it is 50% of any treasure found. If any books or scientific documents are created from the adventure, his name goes first. He has exclusive rights to the movies and any action figures that should come out of this adventure. And anything that he deems super cool is his. And it actually says super cool in quotations.
Okay. So in exchange for us helping fix up, and by us I mean Sparksy, fixing up this, I think we just need to make a small amendment to his contract. And then I think maybe we could hire him for this. I still don't know if he can be trusted with this secret, though.
Seems very squishy.
Yes, that is one thing I would say.
And not to say that I don't care for sentient sapient beings, because I've grown to like you a whole lot, but I haven't spent time with him, so I don't care. I could just kill him. I'm trying not to do that.
Thank you, Lopa. I really appreciate that.
Then you wouldn't have to use your guns, because if you use your guns, which would be amazing, that's oil you have to use.
Yes.
And I can do it cleaner and faster. And I would unfortunately enjoy it. I'm trying not to kill things, but if they're truly going to be that way, if he's going to be untrustworthy after all of the questions that we've put past him,
Okay, so we tell him that we'd like to hire him, but for less treasure, and also we might kill him if he's not trustworthy, but that he will have a cleaner ship Sparksy, what do you think?
Do I still have to pretend that I don't want to clean the ship when we go back inside?
Well, I was thinking that we might do that just to help seal the deal, but I think maybe it's not necessary.
Well, I mean, I can do it. I can look really, really good, but I don't want to clean it.
I do believe you. I truly do.
Well, well, the giant rock guy, who's now my new best friend, he told me to come find this guy. And I trust them, so I guess I trust this guy.
Well, okay. Well, I that is something. Thank you, Sparksy.
And well, I don't know about you, but when rocks talk to me, I listen.
That is something that I relate to in an unexpected amount. Thank you, Sparksy. And just like petting my pet rock. So I would like to open the door back up and say, sorry for that. I hope you don't mind. We needed to discuss this.
No, I understand.
Of course. You are a man of good business, and as are we. We've looked over your contract, and we would like to hire you for your services, but I must make a few amendments if you don't mind hearing them out.
Oh, no, please, by all means.
Well, this may come with considerable loot. However, 50-50 is hardly unfair since there are 4 of us.
Understood. I think a 25-25-25 split should cover the difference.
Okay. Also, if you betray us, we will kill you very swiftly.
Oh, understood. 1 second, please. And you see his other arms move around. You need the murder protection and this dismemberment. No, this is the murder clause. This is in case you murder me, or I happen to murder you, or you murder each other, or and it covers what happens should we split from the 25-25, etc. Also, know that my ship is set to explode should I perish.
Oh, that's quite all right. I am also a ship, so that'll be fine.
Great.
Very good. But we would like to potentially help. Sparksy has a particular set of skills.
Yeah, skills I don't want to use them here.
I will be perfectly honest with you. I don't entirely see how that is relevant.
I mean, it's not like I have amazing cleaning skills, and it's not like this place could use them or anything, but I don't want to do it.
And it's not like you'd want it cleaned anyway, but if you did, you know, if you did want it cleaned.
If I did want to clean it, but
Exactly.
I totally don't want to.
He totally doesn't want to. But if they could,
I'd be amazing at it.
I believe them.
Would you? Because a moment ago you said that you didn't have amazing cleaning abilities, and even if you did, you wouldn't want to use them.
Do you do sarcasm well?
I have no idea what's happening. This is the strangest contract negotiation I have ever had in my life.
Don't
Would
worry,
you-
Jimmy. I'm gonna clean up this shit, but only because it's part of our deal.
Is
And he looks
is it?
back at Tink and just goes,
Is it part of our deal? I
Tink
don't have...
takes off a googly eye and then puts it back on.
What was that? What did that do? Is it a secret code?
It's a wink. Have you never seen a wink before?
No.
That was a very good one.
Thank you.
I'm winking because I really do want to clean up your ship. It's very dirty. I would really like to clean it, but Tim told me not to act like I wanted to.
Sparksy.
So there seems to be some kind of misunderstanding. I don't actually clean the ship. Sparksy, is it they're calling you? Goon cleans up the ship.
Doing a fantastic job.
You can see in the background, Goon has a broom, and they're literally just lifting a rug up and sweeping stuff underneath the rug, tossing it down and going, proud of themselves.
How about this? You get rid of the murder clause or whatever that is that you just gave to us, and Sparksy can clean your home amazingly better than that.
I mean, he can clean it if he likes.
I'm saying
Goon cleans it because he likes to. I couldn't care less about it.
See, this is what I was telling you. That's what I was telling you, Jake, that he might not go for the cleaning part because he's a slob.
Would anyone be interested in refreshments? And he just opens up a half-eaten pizza box. Anyone?
Oh, no, thank you.
Do you imbibe food such as this, or is it some kind of oil-based? Do you? I know not every Peacecraft eats. Is it oil or?
I can eat a nice mix of organic meals and oil, but that pizza does not look
Say
fit.
no more, my friend. Say no more. And he like reaches down and pulls out a can and sticks his thumb into it and just pours oil onto the top of it. Here you go.
That doesn't make it any better.
You said organic and oil-based. Just trying to cater to my guests.
The pizza should not be eaten.
You're not going to do a good job making us comfortable if you don't allow Sparksy to at least clean an inhabitable, make an inhabitable corner of your abode.
Oh, he can clean just fine. And he takes the oiled up pizza and folds it like a taco and just starts eating it.
As soon as you say that, Sparksy is already a dotted outline and is just running around the ship, cleaning everything. You see like random robot arms pop out of their back that turn into like spray bottles for water, and a little hand pops out with a little rag as they run over, like cleaning up everything. And in the matter of a good couple of minutes, the place is spotless. It is sparkling clean. It is immaculate. Like you just had a professional cleaning service come through and did their work.
What is that smell?
The lack of smell. That's what you smell.
Goon.
I was gonna
While-
say it's spine sol, but then it was spine, and that did.
It was Spine Sol before, and now it's a different.
While Sparksy's doing this and we're all watching, I'm trying to Jiminy eating that pizza made me question everything. So I would love to make an engineering roll to see if Jiminy is made of human flesh or something else, because Jiminy just ate an oil pizza.
Yes, they did. I mean, go ahead. Go and roll your some sort of insight.
Okay.
Check, complexity of two.
You've just short-circuited, my friend. How dare you?
Okay. No!
Wow, with double ones too.
That's perfect.
You have
10 also.
you
That's
just
perfect.
that's just
Oh my gosh.
I think
I'm gonna just let Mike. You can explain what
I mean,
What?
does
Pink can decipher here.
I mean, I guess so. Tink, how often have you interacted with the other species?
So, I at some point in my life, I've interacted with many, but before meeting these two, there had been a significant gap of many, many years.
Then I guess with 2 nat ones and a failure, you've never seen anything like Jiminy Onus Arrow before. He doesn't match up with any one race. He looks like he's for all intents and purposes, he looks like a, what is it, an Inu, right? He's fur covered, except he has 4 arms. His fingers end in like gemstone like talons. He has like gemstone like teeth. He has like this weird like fashioned mohawk mane that is also feathers that change color and are bioluminescent. He doesn't look like any one sentient creature you've ever seen, I guess. So the fact that he just ate an oil covered pizza, maybe he might be mechanical also.
Okay. Great. That's all I wanted to do.
That's perfect.
what does Tink look like right now?
Tink is staring at Jiminy Onus Arrow while Sparksy is like Tasmanian deviling the the ship in the background, and Tink has just kind of gone into like a processing mode where like their head is cocked to the side and she's just like staring, but she's quietly like trying to dig in her archives and find matches and memories.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, sorry, you did a thing. Anyway.
Oh, I was thinking.
Oh, you had a map for me.
I do. All right. And you can keep secrets?
Of course.
Okay, and remember, we'll kill you if you don't.
Understood, yes. Just if you sign the murder clause and the rest of the contract.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
okay.
So I will pull out the map and pass it over to Jiminy.
What does the map look like? No, you have an evil smile.
That's a very evil smile.
But no, I'm just.
The Chuck E.
I
Cheese
want
map.
you to explain to me what this map looks like.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a group effort. What's this map look like?
I think the one thing of this map looks like is like it looks old, like really old. You know, it looks like the like the space equivalent of one of those like 1918 pirate maps. And like there is there's a part on the cord of it that says Darby's Space Dragons or something like that. But it looks really old, like a really old map. And yeah, it just looks really, really old. That's what I think one thing it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I don't have anything to add to what it looks like, but I think that it's warm when you hold it.
Okay.
Not to Tink, because Tink doesn't sense temperature, but to the fleshy people present. That's warm.
So 2 of us.
For Lopa, it's kind of like she suddenly has like extreme dyslexia looking at the map. She's seeing one thing, and then on top of it, she sees another, like some really bad 3D effect. So this one layer looks like the star map from like the Hubble space station that shows like the infinity of the universe with dots everywhere. And then on top of that is kind of the same thing, but sporadically dotted over it is the equivalency of seeing a bunch of black holes. As you see it from like the newest black hole picture that came from NASA, it has like the red in the circle. Like so shrink that down and multiply it and scatter it across the star map that's underneath. So she's like squinting and like tilting her head, like, do I have black in my eyes? So she stops looking at the map for a while because it's confusing to her.
Okay. Yeah, he reaches out for the map. Does Tink let him take it?
Tink has just a slight tension in letting it go, but she does.
So he like slowly pulls it down, and then he's like holding it with his bottom 2 hands, while one of them is scratching the back of his head and the other one is stroking his non-existent beard. And he takes it like those newspaper magic eyes and slowly begins to pull it out to try to unfocus and cross his eyes as he's trying to see that. This appears to be very old. Where did you come across this?
All of the ghosts of everybody who's ever died gave it to us.
Okay, well, that is interesting. And do you know where, not specifically, but generically, where it's supposed to lead you? The end of the universe, to a mighty weapon?
No.
The end of all things, the beginning of all things?
No, we don't know. That's why we're supposed to give it to you.
Yes, understood. Okay. And he turns and starts to walk away with your map towards his cockpit.
I follow. Tank just follows.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't go too far.
I have a question. Tink, are you only giant?
So when I'm inside, I can shrink myself just a little, but I still definitely barely fit in here.
I think because of the structure of the van, everything else is potentially like Tink size, right? It's like, I think like the lounge area where you are, but I think all of the rooms are like Jiminy size, right?
Sure.
So they all shrink down. So I just imagine like Tink in the doorway.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing. He sits up, puts his boots up on the table, and just sort of haphazardly tosses your map into the object thing that Gnome called it. What's it called, Gnome?
The object reader?
That's the one. The object reader. That word I couldn't think of. That mystery word. He throws it in there and slides the thing down. And says, Goon, if you could stop doing whatever it is that was useless before and process this. And this time, don't break it.
No guarantees. I'll do my best.
Break it.
Break it?
Break it?
Break.
Lopa?
I'm sorry. Was there an echo?
Excuse me. What
Yes.
did you just put that map into?
The object reader.
Is it gonna come back out
Yes.
as it was?
It's like 97.8%.
Yeah.
Probability that it would come out in the exact same way.
Okay.
Tink,
Yes.
is this one of those moments that I should be prepared to,
Tink,
6.9.
not quite yet.
Because I'm ready if I have to.
I
With a little tiny hammer.
truly believe you, Sparksy. Very much, I believe you.
You hear the sounds of the object reader, doing its beep boop beep doop beep 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 boop beep 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 beep.
Wow! That's the noise it makes when it's done too. Same.
Well, speaking of that noise, Mike, what did the doorbell sound like again?
Wow!
Yeah, you hear that go off. Looks like you have more visitors at the door.
I'll get it.
Stop getting climbs over stage. I'm getting
Goon, get the door.
Scary thing like a dingleton climbing over them.
I'll get it. Sit, relax. We haven't had actual customers in so long. This is great.
And Goon is gonna go ahead and go check the door.
How does that go?
You don't hear anything from Goon.
As in, like, he's
There's-
not there?
Certainly isn't making any noises right now.
So, to clarify the MI and the thing that the MI grounder, he's not real.
Correct.
So like,
Well,
he could just rematerialize somewhere else, right? Like it's a
Yes.
device that allows him to exist in the ship.
yes, but from the behaviors that you know of your Goon,
Mhm.
is that he stays as materialized for as long as, well, drifterly possible.
Is there something wrong, Goon?
There's no response.
Is
I'm gonna
anyone
check on the
else out there?
I'll accompany you.
Sparksy like hops onto Tink's shoulder and accompanies them to go check on Goon.
I'm gonna sniff super hard and roll for presence.
Ooh, please do. Complexity 2.
Okay.
No.
You know, I blame the ship. I blame the fucking ship.
I get it.
Wow.
Nose
It-
is
it just-
clogged up.
Yeah, it smells too clean now. Like it's really harsh. Wow, double one failures back to back seas. My
So what does the double ones do for like dice rolls and stuff? Like, it's nothing or just like
Nothing.
extra
Yeah.
bad?
It's just
Okay.
that doubles are fails, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you get a matching pair of numbers that you have failed the roll, you do not
Yeah.
succeed in what you were attempting to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not like a critical or anything like that.
Okay. Well,
So,
that makes me anxious. I'm gonna like back up and get close to this machine that's running, because yeah, I'm staying near the machine, and now I'm actually instinctively putting my back to the nearest wall, but not like pressed up, but just like knowing that there's nothing behind me.
Okay.
We head over to the door.
Okay. I was like, what
Yeah,
y'all
no,
doing?
Sparksy and I head over to the door.
You're gonna head towards the door. Great. You see, as you make your way by the door, there is Goon's materialized body is like slowly, pixel by pixel, being pulled apart in this little kind of field of energy that radiates kind of like a green color. And standing in the doorway is Mastria. And in one hand, Mastria has this small pistol looking device that's currently containing your MI, while also in their clawed hand, this Inu, draped in dark robes, with like bones for jewelry, is holding the eyeball that you saw the 3 other Inu pass around to each other, and almost using it like a flashlight, takes a moment to shine through each of you until it settles. Jiminy, where'd you put that other map? Is it back in your body? Your map?
Technically, it's still in the cockpit with him.
Okay.
So he has both maps in the cockpit.
Okay. So the eyeball kind of shifts and scans past the 4 of you and is looking towards the cockpit.
I'm gonna shoot it. I'm going to shoot it.
The eyeball or Mastria?
The eyeball.
Oh.
And I'm going to spend a point to do sure shot.
Go ahead, do it.
I'm afraid I have not done anything combat in this game this entire time.
Love it.
Wow. Go ahead. I'm gonna have you make your roll.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Before we would go into potentially actual combat, which works a little bit differently than what most of us are used to in other TTRPGs. So with Sure Shot, you could spend 1 Nova point to activate this ability. For the rest of the encounter, if one of your attack skill rolls fails, the attack still deals damage and or effects as though it had hit. You still suffer the consequence of the failure, and your turn still ends.
Okay, got it. All right, so then that's just something.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, so I'd have to make my attack. How does attacking work? Let me see.
You pick your skill.
Yep.
Pick a skill as to whatever you think their attack is going to be with, and you roll. I'll give you a complexity, which in this case it'll just be a 2. It's just an eyeball, which is 2 is the lowest complexity we can go.
Got it. Okay.
This will start combat. It's kind of like a surprise round.
Great. Fantastic. And complexity 2, you said?
Yep, complexity 2.
Yay!
All right. Will you please describe what Tink does?
Noisy cricket. Because that's all she kept locked and loaded. She turned everything down to not ruffle any feathers, but she just has her pinky and she sees this green glow and she sees the eye lurking towards her friends and then finally towards where the map is and just decides not to hesitate and just yeah.
Sparksy just watches this, and as soon as right before Tink fires the blast, Sparksy just goes like,
Oh, hi! Welcome to Jimmy's ship. How can I go? Oh!
Yeah.
And as you say, oh, everything kind of slows down for a moment. It's as if the camera focuses in and kind of blurs out this tunnel vision, following the trail of this tiny little beam of energy as it heads straight towards the eyeball. And we watch as it shifts in to the eyeball. And for a moment, it doesn't do anything. A massive, blinding flash of light encompasses everybody and everything. The world freezes. You can feel whether you have a heart or some sort of processor, you feel it stop for just a moment. And we're going to end there tonight.
What?
And we're going to see what happens next week
That's so
on
shit.
Right.
Good job, Tink.
Well done. That was your corruption point. This was not supposed to happen, but this is happening now.
Oh my gosh.
That's some hot trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, not what I had planned, but that corruption was too good. I love it.
Did you
It's
guys
great.
meet Mastery of the Touch last episode? Is that what I missed?
No.
No.
Okay. So you just saw a random
Nope.
person holding a mysterious eyeball and shot the eyeball?
Well,
They
also,
knew the eyeball.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are the people who who Sparksy willingly left with, but then realized they kidnapped them, but
Yes.
didn't
Oh.
realize they were kidnapped until after the whole situation was cleared
Were
up.
they
Yeah.
kidnapped or were they catnapped?
Oh,
He was botnapped, I guess.
I was bot now.
All
They're
right. Well,
cats.
yeah, but it's not adult napping if they kidnap it. It's kidnapping. The kid is so it'd be bot napping, Joey. A cat wasn't stolen. Come on now.
Look, Sparksy's always in danger. Okay, this is kind of like their bag.
Don't you have like a bunch
Wow.
of missiles in you?
Oh my god.
Fuck, man, that was a fuck you ending. Okay.
Oh no!
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I need to, not you, Joey. Like, I want to know what happens.
It's Gnome's fault.
It's
Brutal.
100% Gnome's fault.
Well, if you want to know what happens, I guess you're going to have to tune in next week.
I'm in the show. I'm here. Put on his rude hat today, and he's like, here's a cliffhanger. All right, let's go around, do our introductions, and then do our after show so I can yell at Gnome some more. We'll start with Diana. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I'm Diana. I'm Super Dylan. Everywhere on the internet. That's how you find me. If you go to Super Dylan anywhere, you will find me. Right now, I'm working on a lot of things. So on Tuesday nights, you can see me on Kobold Press playing a stabby mushroom. Wednesday nights, you can see me here. Saturday in the late afternoons, you can see me on Kira 858's channel. We're doing Lords of Faerun. It's real fun. And I have a lot more room if anybody wants to do stuff with me, because my partner left today for a month and I don't know what to do. And no brew. Yes. And I'm working on something. I'm working on something top secret and big. Shh. And that's all you get.
It's the upgrade for the noisy cricket.
Well, speaking of things you are working on, here's something you have worked on. Guys, go check out Neverland over on Drive-Thru RPG. Go buy the book. It's super awesome. I love Peter Pan, so go check it out and play some Neverland in your D&D game.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I got you. We'll jump over to Wally. Wally, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
What's up, y'all? It's me, Wally, your friendly non-binary slime best friend on the internet. What am I doing? Besides this, nothing else really. Every other Sunday, I'm over at the Killer DMs channel playing some Mass Sunset City on every other Sunday evening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Outside of that, I don't have much up in the works yet. Well, I do have other things in the works. Nothing long-term, but I do have things in the works that I'll be making announcements for about soon. But yes, put me on stuff in your shows or what have yous, because I feel like I am quite a charming individual.
It's proven.
It is known. I wish we ended on you so that we could have just freeze framed.
Yeah, I know.
Just left it like that.
I wonder how long if I can hold that for the rest of the year. Here we go.
Challenge accepted. Luma, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Sorry.
You have to talk through the laughter. You got to go. Got to do it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Luma. Luma, that's short for Lumaqui, and I am a master's student for library and science technologies. And when I'm not doing that, I am playing with these lovely people and whoever wants to have me in their games. Right now, I am crying about Final Fantasy 14. That's my hobby. I am crying over Hades game. That's also a thing I do. Also, just shooting that into the universe. I want everyone to do two things. I want y'all to try and find me a game in which I can play a mischievous hummingbird wizard because I need it. Okay? I need that. Anyone find games like that? I want to play in it. Please pick me. And the other thing I want y'all to do is I want y'all to please, if you love horror, I need y'all to go to the SCP Foundation and pick one article. Okay? Just read it. Okay? I'm so surprised on how many people don't know about this. It's a crime.
How?
It's a crime.
How?
It's a crime.
No.
Everyone needs to go and learn about this because it's probably the best community, the best long-going piece of horror fiction in a universe.
Yes.
It's really cool. Check it out.
Wow, I did not expect that to come up tonight at all, but yes.
So do that, please, and then I'm done. That's the two things.
How has there not been an RPG?
Quiet!
Because it's called Monster of the Week. That's why.
Yes.
I have no idea
I've
what
never
you're talking
played
about.
Monster.
Now I have to go do homework.
Oh yeah,
for,
like
thanks for
so many
homework.
great YouTube channels.
It's worth it. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, Mike,
Very
I'm,
fun.
I'm surprised that you don't know about SCP.
Library Luma says to go to the SCP Foundation.
Okay. I will have to check it out per Library Luma. And last but not least, actually, you know what? Definitely least today. That ending, you jerk. Joey, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I'm up to all sorts of things. Yay! Actually, no, it's pretty chill right now. I'm here on Wednesdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Catch me in the morning.
Snails.
I got snails.
That's true.
I got snails.
So
I do.
cute.
I do. But hit me up over on the Together Studios on Tuesday evenings. I'm hosting. We're playing the Adventure Zone board game. That's starting up next week. So we were gonna start up this week, but I've been fucking sick. Dayquil. It's great, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got right now.
All right, cool. Thank you everyone for being here. This was an awesome episode. I'm glad we got some shenanigans and space. But as always, if you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by joining us over on Patreon down below. While you're down there, hit that description, hit that Discord button. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And as always, if you have not checked out this system, go check it out over on Roll20. It is called Bryte. It is super awesome. Made by a bunch of super awesome people. And it is definitely worth your time and money. So go buy that. But from all of us, you guys, we'll see you next week for more space shenanigans. Bye-bye.